I'm currently waiting on customers to pick up some orders, so while I'm waiting, I figure I will mosey on back and see if we have any bees. It's still a little chilly out, so the bees probably wouldn't be out buzzing anyway, but maybe I could see one at the entrance if they were going to be there. So, fingers crossed. Nothing, but we're still kind of early in the season. We've got another good month to catch some, so maybe we'll get some more. The Saturday morning pickups are coming to an end. I only have 2 more weeks and then the farmer's market starts, so I'm really looking forward to that. Out at the farm now, the plan for today is to completely plant the garden. I got to fix all this stuff that got messed up. Some of it's still in the barn because I didn't want it blown away. But the other day I did till these 2 rows. It looks like it's drying out enough that I should be able to hit it one more time just so that grass doesn't come back. And yeah, everything will be planted, which is going to be a really great feeling. After that, I should have enough weed cloth to do 1 more row of mulch. So garden should be looking really close to done after today. I know that hawk is not thinking about coming down and getting one of my chickens. It's a little bird after him right now. Might just stand out here for a second. Most of the chickens are pretty smart and run up, but not all. They're all sounding off right now. See a Sussex trying to make her way in. There's a lot tucked in between the coops, which is good. Very smart. See one dum-dum hanging out back, but hawk's kind of moving off. I don't know if y'all can see him good. At least he's getting further away. Keep an eye on him though. I finally got the garden back to what it was pre-storm, so now I just need to replant a bunch of things. It looks like actually my cantaloupe's coming up all right. It wasn't the easiest trying to get that weed cloth back over on the exact same spots where I'd already planted, and now things are coming up. So at least it's done. I'm going to make sure it is very secure this go around in case there's another storm that blows through, but inevitably it'll happen. But hopefully this time the weed cloth will stay down. Some of these melons look pretty rough. Like this one here, the greenery looks all right, but it's clearly snapped. I have a couple that are like that, so I don't know if they're gonna survive long, especially if we get another really windy day. So I don't know. I actually lost a lot more sweet melons than I originally thought, because I had half of this row planted and some are just gone. This one here got snapped, so I replanted a seed next to it. I don't know if that one's gonna make it or not. I can't believe some of these longer ones are still alive. That one I put in water never did grow any roots, so that one's done for, but I was missing one there, one there. This one's also pretty rough. You can see the stem is kind of sliced there, so I don't know on some of these. They got beat up pretty hard. Here's another one that's snapped on the stem. So I replanted a good chunk. Here's all these I had to replant. I believe this one here is the last one that I planted. At least that one's okay, but this end here got ripped up pretty hard. So replanted now, and we'll get something growing. Next, I'm going to work on my cantaloupe. My cantaloupe actually looks like they're starting to come up pretty good. So it was just lining up all these holes just to get them in there just right. So I'm gonna plant anything that didn't come up there and just keep on going with it. I'm gonna let some of this dry out a little bit more today, see if I can get one more till on it before I plant my watermelon and pumpkin. But for now, I'm gonna do 1 more row of mulch. And now begins the fun of tucking this underneath the row that I currently planted and then making sure it's held down really good. And then we will put some mulch on it. I've got a tiny little start, just enough so if the wind comes, it's not gonna take that off. And it's actually not too breezy out, which is nice. So It is chore time currently, so I'm gonna get all the animals taken care of, and then we will get back on this row. Chores are done. Where does the day go? Chores took about 3 hours today because I decided to scrub all the waters and just do a lot of little stuff that I don't do every single day. So it's a good feeling to have a lot of things done. But I do want to get in the beehives today and see what they're looking like. The big one has a lot of activity. The smaller one closest to me doesn't have as much activity, but once again, they were smaller. I'm thinking that north hive is probably going to need another box today, if not today, really soon. Also, I had a friend just call and say they had some virgin queens, 2 or 3, I think it was 2. So basically with the virgin queen, what you can do is take some frames and create another hive. She can go off, get mated, come back, and then you have a new colony. So I'm not really in a position to split my 2 tiny little swarms that I caught. That one might be big enough, but I also don't want to squeeze anything too hard. So he's going to give me a few fun things tomorrow, so I'll look at that and kind of figure out what we're doing with that. But thank you to my friend for that. It's going to be super cool. It's always great to have more bees. I love having the 2 hives out here just for pollination, if nothing else. This hive is now 2 deeps tall. It is looking really nice in there. They've filled out everything on that bottom box, so that is great to see. I've had them for about a month at this point, so their population is definitely increasing. I put in some really beautiful blank frames up top, so the queen can get busy pretty quick and keep on expanding that population. They can keep putting away some nectar, make some honey for themselves, and just keep on growing. After the 2 deeps, I'll put on some supers and we'll have some honey for ourselves. Second hive there is still very tiny. I haven't had them as long, so it's going to take them quite a bit more time until they fill out that first deep there. They were a smaller swarm to begin with too, so they'll take a little bit more time. Did I say I was gonna finish planting the garden today at the beginning of this? Because it's not gonna happen. You can see where the sun's currently at. It is almost behind the woods there. I'm rolling out another row right now. And at least everything's tilled, raked, smoothed. We'll see if I get it done, but I don't know. I do want to move some chickens tonight, so I got to kind of set up for that. Just gonna work until I can't see. It's currently 9 o'clock, still plenty light out. I am very tired of moving bags of mulch, but I feel like this is down good enough where if a wind came, it wouldn't completely lift everything up and ruin it. So it's not getting anything planted, but at least it's set up for tomorrow, so hopefully I can get everything planted then. Right now, I'm going to get this wagon set up, put on a little crate, and then start moving out some chickens here in maybe another 30 minutes. I'd like it to be just a little bit darker. Set up and ready to go to move some chickens here. You can see most of them are going up, but still some are down doing their thing. If they can see, it is not fun trying to catch them. So I might put a ratchet strap on this just so the cage doesn't wiggle off. But other than that, we're all set up. It's kind of that awkward time of I don't really want to start another project because it's about to get dark. So I'll probably just wait about 20 minutes, maybe do some trumpet playing, and then come out and move chickens. Well, I didn't get any trumpet playing done because I remembered I'm meeting a friend in the morning to grab some bees. So I figure I better load that up, get my suit and stuff all in here. I think I have everything. I don't really know exactly what the plan is, if I'm just getting frames or he has a box, so we're trading frames, or I'm getting a nuke. Don't know. So I'm just gonna bring some stuff and we'll make it work. Do I dare try to move chickens? It's still kind of light out. I hate moving chickens. They just get too flighty and they're hard to catch, so I really only like doing it at night when they're roosting. It's so much easier. They're not running from you, you just pick them up, done. It looks like they're all up at this point, but they can clearly still see me coming. So, I don't know. You guys gonna be good chickens? We'll give it a shot. The plan is to move another 53 birds out. I know there are 50 birds in this coop. I'm not exactly sure how many are in there. I'm also not sure how many are in there at this point because I did take, well, it's kind of weird how I had it, but I took some birds out of there. So I'm moving 53 instead of 50 because I had 2 that I had moved out and they kept running up to the barn and wanting to lay eggs on the shelf, and they were just knocking things over and annoying me. So I grabbed them and tossed them back in there. So I'll get that entire coop out today, however many are in there. And then I did lose at least 1 bird out there. Y'all saw the pile of feathers, so I'm down at least 1. So that's why I'm gonna move 53 out tonight. I know a lot of the chickens from the other coops have set up shop in the coop that I have ready for the next 50, which is fine. They can choose whatever coop they would like. So I'm gonna try and put the bulk of, you know, all these chickens in one coop, and then behind me, the south coop, the most majority that I can, just so they have some friends. They're not completely freaked out in the morning, but it is almost dark enough that I can start, but not quite. I've got the heat lamps on for the pigs, as you can see, and the layers. The meat birds don't care. They're still all walking around. They're chirping. Some are actually up on the roost. I won't be able to do that here soon. They're getting so chunky. Hey, little tweets. You guys doing good? Just hanging out. Where is everybody? Probably hanging out in the corner. But yeah, they don't need the heat. I see a pig looking out. But it's staying good and dry in there, which is nice. I only had to put that 1 bag in there. We might be getting some rain tomorrow, so there's a chance that I'll need to put some more in, but hopefully not for a little while. And then the little chirps in here. Check on them real quick. I'll probably leave the heat lamp on them for a little longer. Believe it or not, they're the same age as the meat birds, which is crazy to think. But these guys are pretty much fully feathered. They're still just tiny. So they're only 3.5 weeks old at this point. So they're clearly still using the heat lamp. So I'll leave that on there for them. And guess what? I just saw my first lightning bug of the year. I usually see them in May, which is earlier than most people would think. You usually think more summertime on those things, but it seems they're coming up pretty early now. I don't know. You probably can't see them in the background. There's not a ton of them, but there's a few. Currently 9:41. This looks much better for moving chickens. I don't think they're going to be flying in my face, scratching me up when I grab them, so it should be much easier. First one wasn't too bad. And there we go. There's one. Now just 52 more to move. I'm impressed. No other chickens were in here roosting. I thought for sure they'd set up shop. I think they just enjoy relaxing in here. And I see an egg in there, so they're probably just like checking out the new nesting box. But I am gonna leave my phone out here just to give these girls some light so they can kind of see, because some jump down and just then kind of get aware of their surroundings a little bit. So I'm gonna leave this here for them and go grab more birds. All right, y'all, it is currently 10:50. You would not believe how stupid those birds were, the young birds behind the barn. They were all screaming like I'd murdered them. I actually thought one of them broke their neck. They were screaming, just, it was ridiculous. So I'm glad that's over with. The other birds were just fine. There were 28 in the hoop coop. And then, so there's 53 out there now. So that is done. There's not too many more in that coop behind the barn. So we'll see the other coops there's not, I mean, there's a lot of roost space still. The chickens have kind of all worked out what they like and don't like, so I will look at that more tomorrow. I'm gonna move the meat birds out tomorrow too. I forgot to put a screen around the bottom of the coops. I figure that's kind of important because they were the ones that got a little ate up by a skunk last year. So anyways, it's kind of hard to do one-handed, so I'm gonna put you guys down, call it a night. Howdy y'all, today is May 25th, heading over to a friend's place to grab some bees. Alright, I've got 2 new hives that are completely ready to go, so that is super sweet. Thank you so much, my friend, for that. I'm super excited to get them going. I'm trying to get them moved into their new home here. However, I am struggling for the life of me. I cannot get this off. I have stomped on it. I have done everything. This one's just been stuck in there really good. So I think one of the hives might be getting a super. I just can't get it on or off. I think what they did is they put the frames and just sealed them to the top. And since it's not a sunny day, there's just no coming off. Even on a sunny day, I tried to get this off once and I just couldn't. So I might work on it just a little bit longer, but it is what it is. All right, we're gonna start on the larger colony here first. Said they've been kind of crowded, so should check for some swarm cells. Basically, that's just saying that the hive is about to swarm, split in half. So I'll check for that, make sure see any of those in there. And then we'll get these guys moved in. I didn't have any luck getting that super off, so I figure I'll use this larger group here to move them in. Might need to put you guys down. All right, got them situated in there. They filled up one entire bottom box, so that super that's stuck on there, they have a little bit more room to work with, so maybe I'll be able to get that off and swap it out, but for now they can use it. I was actually quite surprised. I didn't see a lot of brood in there. I didn't see any eggs. There was a tiny little smattering of brood, but a lot of honey going on in there, so that'll be interesting to check out. Didn't see any swarm cells, so yeah, we'll give them a little while, let them settle down, and for now we'll go ahead and start getting the next one ready. I'm extremely impressed with this hive. This was the smaller of the 2, but man, that was just, every single frame had either eggs, larvae in all different stages of brood, you know, capped brood. That is about to explode. So I went ahead and put another box on there. It looks really good in that one. So I did see one slightly suspicious thing in there that could have been the start of a queen cell. We'll see. They might have just been practicing, but I'm gonna let the smoke settle for about 3 days before I get in either of these 2 hives. This one, that one's interesting. I don't know what I'm gonna find in 3 days. Hopefully, it looks a little better on the brood pattern. But yeah, I didn't see any eggs in that one. So anyways, I'm gonna let the bees settle for a little bit. It's actually sprinkling right now. I'm kind of cleaning up a little bit of stuff here. And then hopefully they'll figure out where home is, and we'll check them out in a few days. Back out at the farm now, I'm about to get on chores. One of the teachers did come and drop off the rest of the supplies from the chick project. I wasn't here this afternoon, hanging out with family instead. So it seems like all the chickens are doing good. She did say there was one rooster out walking around up here when she was dropping things off. So I'd imagine it's probably one of the roosters from up here that I moved out last night that just wasn't happy. I don't know. See if he's hanging out over here. Oh, that's one hen. What you doing, chicken? Maybe that's what she meant. Just that one chicken. So I'll grab her tonight and throw her back out, but I don't see any rogue roosters. It looks like all the chickens are getting along all right with each other out here. We got Kellogg and Rusty. Yeah, there's a bit of a chase, but I'm not seeing the roosters all beat up, which is really nice to see. That big beautiful white one on the top left. We got the one in the middle there. We had one running around, a smaller one there, but so far it seems pretty calm. A couple little spats here and there, but nothing crazy. So getting everybody some food right now, and then I have to move the coops today, so I'll get on that here in just a second. Chores are done at this point. I put some more calcium out for the chickens. They've been going through it pretty quick. They're really enjoying that. I would like to move the pigs today. I had to run a Tractor Supply earlier because I forgot the feed barn is most likely not going to be open tomorrow because it's Memorial Day. And I was going to get chicken food tomorrow. So I ran back up to Tractor Supply. And while I was there, I grabbed a couple more handles. Those little yellow handles. So I can make a couple more little paddocks for the pigs. A little easier that way. So I'm going to string that up and move them. I dropped the line for the pigs, so we'll see how long it takes them to move over there. I anticipate it's going to be a little while because they're probably going to be scared to cross where that electric line used to be, but I bet they'll find it tonight. I caught the one straggler and got her back out here, so hopefully she stays out here. It's getting dark enough or late enough. I think she will. I do have one Sussex that's on the other side of the fence there, so I'll probably walk around and see if I can walk her through the gate. If not, I'll snatch her. Now today I did have a hard set time. I was going to stop working at 8 o'clock and it's currently after 8, so I'm not actually doing too much farm work, but I'm gonna actually relax. I don't do much of that on the farm. Usually it's just as soon as I get here I start working. I don't really spend a lot of time just enjoying it. So camping out tonight, doing something a little different. Got a bonfire going, or at least a little fire started. Gonna cook out and just enjoy the evening. But I do need to make sure all the animals get up tonight because I did move them out yesterday. I have yet to move that extension cord. They still haven't figured out over here yet. I might move their water back just so they don't not have water. All right, chicken, you've got to go to the other side. Actually, no, I think I might have that gate with chicken fence on it, so she might not be able to get through. Might need to go open that. Yeah, you guys got to go up. Rhode Islands and Ancona, those are the new ones. Sussex are friendly, so I might be able to grab her easy. She was a super easy grab. Just walked up to her and got her. So this is some rough ground here where the pigs were. She's not very happy, but we'll put her up for the night. It is a gorgeous evening out. I'm probably gonna freeze tonight. It's getting down to I think 51, so it's gonna be a little chilly, but I'm gonna just relax the rest of the evening and not do much more work. So I'll work on the garden bright and early in the morning and get everything in there planted. As far as the Cornish cross, moving them out, the plan was to do that tonight. But I still just need to put some hardware cloth or chicken wire around the bottom before I feel comfortable letting them out. Honestly, the Cornish cross, if you put in like a dog crate or something and put their food in there, they're all gonna run in anyway, so they're really easy to catch. You don't actually have to work too hard to catch them. It's not like the laying hens. Those are crazy. So I can actually do them during the day if need be, but it's always easier at night. So that will be a project for tomorrow, but garden's gonna be main priority. It's 9:15, so all these solar doors should have closed. I didn't reprogram them last night, so I need to open them back up. I still have a couple chickens out, the new ones that I just put out, so when I open them up, I'm gonna go ahead and reprogram them. It's a little lighter out, so easier to work with. Plus, they just need changed, so I'll probably move it back to about 9:30. I don't see too many chickens out, which is good. I saw one for sure. Yeah, these are all closed up. Open this one. And then we're going to change this to Oops, I guess you can't change it when it's opening. We will wait and do that in a second. Chicken, you gotta go up. If you can figure out where home's at. Maybe. Well, while she's figuring it out, I'm gonna reprogram these. All the chickens are still up, but I don't wanna chance it. So let's see. 6 in the morning's fine. Let's go 21, 30. Give them extra 15 minutes. That's good. Get this one done. I really like these. They're super simple to set. And 21, 30. Done on that. And then, now this other one's open, we will do that. I'm impressed it's only one bird. Okay, I don't know if that's gonna reclose or not. I'd imagine it would. So we'll just wait and see, and then hopefully that chicken will figure it out. Howdy y'all, today is May 26th. It is gorgeous out, the sun's shining, nice little breeze, probably too windy to do much recording for you guys so you can hear. Last night it dipped down in the 40s, but I didn't freeze. I had on, 3 layers up top, 3 pairs of socks, a couple pairs of pants, a hoodie. I was super decked out, tons of covers, so I was plenty warm. Heard a lot of nighttime noises, heard some owls, the chickens. A couple times the roosters were going off, coyotes, a lot of cool things. So anyways, time to get working on the garden. I'm just gonna walk around, see what's growing and if I need to replant anything, and then we'll start planting watermelon and pumpkin. The watermelon are all planted, at least half a row. I'm gonna plant the other half here in a few weeks. So last row I'm doing is pumpkins. The only 2 I had survive were these, so they look really nice. I was tending to overwater them and it killed a lot of them, so at least we've got 2, and then I'll plant the rest from seed. They still haven't figured it out yet that this is open. They got their food over here now. See if that'll entice them. The other pigs that I had didn't have much of a problem going over where the hotline used to be, but these guys got it through their head pretty quick, which is good. So at least they respect the fence, but the fence isn't there right now, so you guys can come on over. Alright, well I moved them a couple feet, enticed them with some eggs, so at least 2 are over the old line. They're still a little timid, but hopefully they kind of figure it out after this. That wasn't too hard to coax them over. Just get them on some food and slowly inch the bowl. And I have a feeling that they will have this torn up pretty quickly, but that's all right. They do love eating grass. Howdy y'all, today is May 27th. I finally have some names for the pigs here. So we are going with Straw, Stick, and Brick. So basically the story of the three little pigs and what they made their houses out of the first time. So that one's the most blonde looking, so I'm going with Straw. And then Stick's probably the tiniest, and then Brick is just kind of that brick red, so it makes it easy to remember. Getting friendlier. Meat birds are so much easier than the layers. They are so food motivated. I just put a little handful in their feeder and they all started running in there. The others, as soon as I opened the door and kind of pushed them that way, went right in. So I got them all in there. Don't want to keep them in there for long because it's a bit tight. So I'm gonna put them on the wagon, get them out. So I don't have too much hardware cloth left. This is all I have, but it is the perfect width. So I'll probably be able to get a front run on it. I don't know if it'll be enough to do everything. I'll put chicken wire on the back because the back doesn't matter so much. It stays pretty flat there. It's just the front that tends to curl up if it's chicken wire. So the front is definitely going to be hardware cloth. Even the sides on the other coop, it's holding up fine with the chicken wire. So I'm going to staple it. So what I'm going to do, because this stuff is so stiff, I'm going to take a board and kind of whack it into shape with a hammer, get a nice L on this so it staples nice and then flattens out perfectly on the front. So shouldn't take too long. So I did overhang it just a little bit here because I'm going to come on this side with some chicken wire and then we'll do the back with chicken wire. I don't do anything with the internal edges there. Honestly, I like having these gaps just in case there's aerial predators. Not all the chickens can run into these little coop doors all at once fast enough, so at least they can slide in between these gaps between all the coops here and give them a little safe spot to get away from potential hawk attack. But for the most part, they're pretty good. When I'm out here, they're a little more brave and wander off. When I'm not, they're generally in the coop a little more often. And then whenever I do see a hawk or something, the roosters alert and they do go running back to the coops. So at least they're smart. Another nice thing is the chickens do walk on this, which helps smash it down, especially in tall grass, so it's always laying flat. So that way a critter can't get up underneath it and just dig under. So the chickens run around these coops all day and it keeps everything nice and flat. I know I'm not going to be able to do the every other day with the Cornish cross because all they do is they eat a little grass, but they like just sitting around that food bowl and gorging themselves, and then that's about it. They do kind of pick around at other stuff, but they really just like their grain. So since they tend to just stay in one spot, it gets pretty poopy pretty quick, so you really got to keep moving the tractor. So I will eventually need to put screen around the other side too as they kind of pull away from the other coops. But for now, while they're still kind of small, I might be able to get away with the every other day move. 4 of the 6 coops are now full, which is nice. I only actually have about maybe 65 more birds to run out, as far as the adult ones at least. I think I can get away with only doing 1 more coop and then just tucking, 2 or 3 more birds in each of the other coops, and then turning the other coop into, I don't know, a loafing coop. I'll put a door on it, and then the chickens can just go in there and hang out, kind of like they did with this coop before I put birds in. They just liked hanging out in there. They didn't stay out there all night or anything, but it gave them a nice shady spot to hang out. So I may do that. We'll see how it all works out. I need to get a clip on this. But other than that, meat birds are taken care of. I feel good about this. This is the only one I've stapled. So we'll see how I like the staples versus the hooks. And I'm really interested on the turns to see how it works out, because with the hooks I can easily lift it off and turn no problem. With staple you can't quite do that, so we'll see how it works. But I'm really happy to have that done. Need to order a couple more solar doors. I don't plan on putting one here because the layers would absolutely tear them up. So they're just gonna stay in there and do how I've always done it. But that looks good all around there. So we're done. If I had to guess, it was probably that speckled Sussex that I picked up in the pig pen, was it 2 days ago, and put her in. She was a real sweet girl, real friendly. But yeah, yesterday she wasn't out, so she must have got out after I left and just wandered back up here. And you can tell something spooked her. She ran in here. You can see a few feathers around. Then she continued to get spooked. Whatever it was chasing her. Came over here, pulled out some tail feathers here. So she kept on running, and whatever it was got her right here. So those are all the little fine feathers. So that's unfortunate. You can see no blood or anything, but yeah, she's definitely gone. So yeah, I hate seeing that. So always the next night after I run birds out, I wait and watch to make sure everybody gets up, and if they don't, I grab them, put them on the ground, and walk them in where they need to go so they can at least see it. After that, they're on their own, unless I happen to be there, you know, the next evening and can watch. But I give them one night of security, so there was just 2 birds that didn't really want to go in, and it happened to be her and one Rhode Island red, but she figured it out. Clear the Sussex didn't. Does anybody know what breed of rooster this is right here? He's really pretty. He's kind of small. He's about the same size as the hens, really. He's pretty. No idea what he is. When you order chicks from the hatchery, you get a surprise chick, and that's what I got. I mean, I guess he could be a whiting, maybe, but he's probably something else. It's not a mixed breed because they don't do those at the hatchery, so if anybody knows what he is, let me know. I have zero idea how this happened, but there's an owl in my coop. Okay, chickens, let's get out. I do have one dead bird in here. Wow, how the heck did that happen? He's a big one too. Chickens, come on out. Wow. Where would have he gotten in? Ooh, that's... Wow, I don't even know what to do. That is crazy. I will say I've never been this close to an owl. It's pretty cool. I'm mad he killed my chicken, but actually at this screen here, my chickens do roost up there, so he probably saw them, swooped down at night, was able to bust through that screen, and that's how he got in. But the screen kind of went back, so that's why he's not able to get out. But he did munch on one of my chickens, so that's a bummer. All right, let's see if I can get this screen off. Probably gonna freak out on me. Yeah, that thing is just loose. I'm pretty sure. Hi. Thank you, that makes it easier. All right. Oh, shoot. Please don't fly in my face. Okay, I think we're good. I see you looking. Okay. Wow, that was crazy. I never expected to see an owl in there. Of course, that's the coop I did last out of chores. The chickens weren't making any noise, no squawking, no nothing. Sounded completely normal. I'm sure he was in there most all night and day, obviously. That's crazy. Beautiful though, wow. Well, I definitely need to add a few more staples on this. I can't believe he busted through that. But probably saw the chickens just roosting there and was gonna swoop in and grab one, and was pleasantly surprised when he smashed into this. I can't believe he got in. While I'm at it, I'm gonna go ahead and reinforce all these windows because all of them just have a bunch of staples in them. I'm actually gonna put a washer and some screws just in case it happens again, because I mean, it is pretty easy for an owl to just sit on a tree, see a chicken on a roost inside there, swoop down and bust through. That's crazy. But yeah, we'll up the security a little bit on these coops. I did get one of my whiting hens. It had to be a hen and not a rooster, of course. But it's the classic, pop the head off, ate a little bit of the body, and that was it. So he got a good meal. But yeah, I was not expecting that sort of chicken sitting on the roost today. Just when I start feeling more secure on my coops, I'm starting to rethink everything again. But I mean, for the most part, everything is predator proof, but you know, nature's gonna do its thing and it's gonna find a way in no matter what I do. But yeah, all these are just stapled out here. There's not a lot more I can do about that. I have one more feeder here to fill up and then chores are done. I was just a little short, so we'll get that taken care of real quick. And then you guys are done for the day. I do have to grab eggs from that one coop that had the owl in it and toss that one chicken it caught. And then we'll start working on some other things. Looks like a little bit of rain out there actually. I haven't looked at the weather recently, but we got a little yesterday, which was nice, just enough to water everything in the garden real good, but not enough to make it disgusting for the pigs, so that's nice. I did move their line last night back to the original position, and I do plan on tomorrow running in some T-posts. Currently all the T-posts are being used in the garden to hold down that weed cloth, but then I'll pop up some more T-posts so I'm able to run them around. But this year is going to be home base for them. I would still like to figure out a mobile shelter for them, but one thing at a time. Also, earlier today, I was in the beehives at the other property, and the one hive that didn't have any eggs and very, very little brood, I did move one frame over from the stronger hive right next to it into that, so that should help. I saw the queen in the strong hive. She was actually marked, so she was easy to find. I wasn't expecting that, but she looked good. She's very busy. There's tons of activity going on in that hive, so they're doing really great. Check out that big old rooster tail I found. That's a good looking feather right there. That'll probably blow right out of my hat though. It's not really tucked in there very good. Well, I only have 4 washers left, so we'll make do with what I have today, then I'll pick up some more soon. So that's how I have the windows in, is just a bunch of staples. He had to hit that pretty hard. I've even got them all on the top and everything else, so yeah, I'm sure he smacked that pretty good. But I'll go ahead and put at least 2 on that side and 2 on the other side just to reinforce that one. Since I didn't have any more washers, I did litter it with staples, so that should help hold it up a little more. He was banging on the door pretty hard too, trying to get out. It looked like going back and forth between the window and the door. The door held up fine. He didn't pop any screws there, but I also had wood kind of reinforcing that, so hopefully that doesn't happen again. Howdy y'all, today is May 30th. I moved the pigs' line and they're definitely getting more comfortable with walking over after I moved the 2x4s on the bottom because that gives them a little bit better visibility. I have the white laying on top, but I think the 2x4s help. So they're coming over here pretty good. Found some good stuff to munch on already.